Well, hello there. My name is HW.
Hey, I'm the Sooze.
And thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Please like, subscribe if you get anything out of these videos. We released some incredible profiles.
They really are good.
They really are good.
Yeah.
These and all the ones.
Yeah.
But these especially. Sometimes they're extra good.
Yeah.
And they're called the 1964 AC10 Twin Pack. Mm-hmm. And it is of a beautiful amp. Insert a couple slow motion shots here, so you can drool over it.
Look at those.
It's mine. You can't have it. I'm keeping it because I'm starting a collection of amps I never want to sell, and it's growing very fast.
It's getting pretty big.
And so we did these profiles, and I think the first thing people want to know, because I got out there and said, "Oh, this is my favorite AC," is how do they compare to other AC packs out there, specifically the 62. Yeah. How does the 62 AC30 and the 64 AC10 compare? Two early 60s examples of sort of this AC thing. Very different. One has Alnico blues, 12 inches. The other Alnico 10 silvers. Okay. Not that the color means anything there. It's just the paint they use. But different size speakers, different size cab. One is an EF86, the other is a 12AX7. One is 30 watts, the other is under 15 watts. It's like 10 or 11 watts.
Oh, wow.
It's really different. But they still have a Voxy quality.
Yeah.
You know, just a thing that is really cool.
You're not going to mistake them for a Fender.
No, not at all. Yeah. And it's a little tough to line them up channel by channel because the channels are a little different and use a different preamp tube and stuff. But let's go back and forth. Let's compare them. So here is the AC10 Twin 4. 1964 AC10 Twin 4. You heard it in the intro here. Let me make it a little drier. And there you go. Stock effects. Very cool. Now here is a sort of similar sounding in terms of EQ and stuff, or at least in terms of gain. 62 AC30. One more time for science. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Definitely in the same family.
Yeah.
Super close, but there's some definite differences.
Chimey, British. One sounds, okay, so what I heard, there's more high-end on the AC30. You know, and here's the thing. They don't line up perfectly in terms of, there's a brilliant channel on the AC. We can jumper both channels, but so jumpers look the same, but they're jumpering two kind of different things.
Yeah.
Right? So the normal channel on the Vox is very dark. The normal channel on the AC10 is not that dark.
Right.
The brilliant channel on the Vox is brilliant, but still has a good amount of gain. There is no brilliant channel on the AC10, but there's a vibrato channel that if you turn off the vibrato is quite a bit brighter, but it has quite a bit less gain.
Dang.
It's they're all different.
Yeah.
But what I hear in general, just in generalities here, right? AC30 tends to have more of this really high-end, brilliant characteristic about it because one of those channels is the brilliant channel.
Right.
Whereas the AC10 has a sort of a little more of a Voxy normal thing going on, but not as dark as a normal channel AC30. Not quite that full. It just has a little more fullness. Now, we profiled the AC10 bright and sort of regular, and that was just moving the tone knob both on the EQ. So there really is no B profile, but we created some.
What's
just
the controls on the AC10?
Tone and volume.
That's it.
Well, you got a vibrato channel and a jumper. Or,
Okay.
I'm sorry, a vibrato channel and a normal channel, and you can jumper them.
But no cut or anything.
No cut, but that was true of the 62 AC30 as well, because
that's right.
all of these are pre-top boost.
That's right. Okay.
Don't worry, Sooze. I got a 66 on the way. That is the
gosh.
first year the top boost made it into the circuit that wasn't a modification.
This is getting good over
It's
here.
getting really good. It's getting
And
really
you
good.
are obviously a big lover and user of the original AC30, the AC30 pack.
Yeah, so that was a
which is
90s Vox.
different thing, yeah.
Yeah, and 90s Voxes are always going to have more low end. They have more bass than any old Vox does.
Yeah.
Even probably even than like any of the 80s Voxes.
Okay.
Even Vox has changed hands so many times.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times. But the big ones are the early JMI made stuff. Later it was well, there's a bunch. There's Rose Morris, but before that, it changed hands a couple times. And then, then we have the Korg stuff. 90s was Korg era. They were building in the same place as the Marshalls.
Okay.
And, yeah.
British made 6-input. Like
Yeah,
those.
British made 6-input. You'll see them. People like them a lot. They're a lot more modern sounding than than a real vintage one.
Okay.
They don't get as bright. They're not as shallow on the low end. They're all top boosted. So comparing them to a pre-top boost, like a pre-1960, late 64, when there was no top boost, you would just, it's a different amp.
Yeah.
It's a different amp.
I think a lot of the difference I'm hearing is the 10s. I'm just guessing on that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's giving less lows and kind of a rolled off highs.
Yeah.
And so it's just existing in a narrower range, which is kind of pleasing and focused to me.
Yeah, I think AC30s have a tendency to sometimes get bloated if you push them hard. And so the challenge is miking them and making sure they don't get bloated.
Okay.
I think the vintage ones do a heck of a lot better job. I don't feel like these AC30s in this 62 pack are bloated, but you can hear those frequencies, that extra fullness.
Yeah.
And in real life, if you sort of turn it up too much or you cut the treble too much, you get this very like bloated, boggy kind of sound, because it has a lot of that like low mids kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
That rumble. That honestly, this AC10 just doesn't have that rumble factor kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's the 10-inch speakers, like you were saying. The bass is different.
Yeah, and it's just kind of contained a little bit more, a little bit like, and then ready, they're both ready to use in a mix, but the 10 inches are just kind of like, have a focus,
Okay, let's try this. Let's try the J profiles of the, AC10, compare them to the J profile, sort of the most gained up. So we'll get the most gained up AC10 or close to it, and the most gained up AC30, and see what that sounds like.
Okay, cool.
It's weird. I would describe that as more explodey, more like big on the edge.
Yeah.
There's more gain in that sound too, but it's just they're breaking up in different ways. The low end there is really rolled off, but it just sounds like a lot of low gruntiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a ton of definition, whereas the lows in the AC10 sound a little more, almost cleaner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not bloated.
Not bloated.
Just kind of...
But that AC30 has a beautiful sizzly top end that really that amount of presence is really nice, and that is the chime factor. The AC30 chimes more.
Totally.
I think that's true.
Yeah, you think a lot of that's the speakers?
It might be, yeah. It could be the speakers. It could also be one is a true brilliant channel, and so they're really going for the bright sound rather than just me adjusting the tone to make it brighter.
Yeah. Okay.
This one doesn't. Is again, AC10 not top boosted. Neither is this AC30 we're talking about, but not top boosted, and it doesn't have a real brilliant chit. So, I mean, the AC30 is probably still the king of chime.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the AC10 is chimey.
Yeah.
It's chimey. Mm-hmm. I think the difference too is in that sort of that EF86 being different. Okay, here is the AC10 being sort of chimey in its way.
Okay.
I mean, that's Voxy. That sounds chimey to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. It's got its own little chime characteristic kind of thing. You know?
But controlled, I would say, like not extended way up. It's just
it doesn't quite get as crazy, which is kind of the charm of an AC30 really getting at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess in that way it sounds like a smaller amp. I feel like the way we mic'd it up doesn't feel small to me. It doesn't feel like I don't know, 210s it's the two speakers. I don't know that should make it seem small. You know, it doesn't feel like a boxy 112 or anything. You know, it doesn't to me quite have the characteristic that like sometimes I associate with an AC15, having just one speaker in a smaller box. Sometimes it sounds more boxy and it just sounds like underpowered. You know, I don't know. If you go from an AC30 to an AC15, you get the feeling that it's underpowered.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Not that AC15 sound bad at all, but I never really get that with this amp. I think it's the double speaker kind of making a
covers more and pushes more air.
Yeah. I don't know. This is my favorite like Vox, and maybe it's my favorite Vox just because it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I probably like the idea that they're very rare.
I would like you to use these on Sunday.
Oh,
the next time you play, and just.
I've already built the performance.
Oh, yeah.
I've already built the performance with it. I on purpose put in some King of Tone profiles in here, which you can listen to right now.
Yeah.
Because it's because that's what I use primarily for like my more overdriven stuff. Here, let's pull up these King of Tone ones because we put some pedals in here.
HW knows tone.
I know a thing or two.
10-inch version.
Try that. Cool, right?
It's like,
it's right there. Here,
yeah.
There's another. That was number 2. Here's number 1. So a little less gain. I love that Overdrive because of its mid-rangey character.
Totally. Yeah.
But then I love it with a Vox because I feel like you keep some chime.
Yeah.
That's to me that's the thing. I like the high-end character of a Vox, and and I feel like that Overdrive really just sings really well through it. You know what I mean?
And we're getting plenty of mids, I feel like, from the amp itself or from these profiles.
Yeah, that's
like
true. That's true.
In mids,
no, it's not scooped. It's not scooped, and neither is an AC30. At least the way I would set them up. You can kind of scoop them, but they're never as scooped as a Fender Twin.
Blackface or something.
You can't do that. You never get that.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. That's it.
Can we do like the cleanest one?
The cleanest one. Let's do it. The cleanest one. AC10 first.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful. Let's try the cleanest AC30. We'll go for a bright sound as well.
Sweet. It's really interesting.
Maybe a bit more honk.
Yeah.
You know?
And I hear those closer together than I heard the gain ones. You know, in terms of like the differences and everything. I think on all of them, I preferred the AC10.
Really?
Yeah. And I love I've used the Stu
I mean,
ones,
to me, that's, I mean, that both of those amps are sitting right behind us. And, I mean, I'll be sad when Stu asks for his amp back. I really will.
I know.
You know, that really is the best sounding AC30. I mean, and it just sounds tremendous. That whole pack sounds tremendous. This AC10 just is a different flavor, you know?
Yeah.
And, whereas that AC30 is very vintage, this is very vintage, but it's kind of a fresh flavor, I think, for a lot of people because there's not a ton of like AC10 clones out there.
Yeah,
there's a couple. We actually profiled one. To be honest, it didn't sound like this.
A couple years ago, I'm just now realizing I bought an AC10 like here in town, and it was like a new one.
Yeah. They have reissues out now.
Yeah. Totally different than that sound.
They're a bit different.
You know, yeah, it was just
the speakers are definitely very different.
I remember being intrigued by that because I had an AC30, I'd owned the AC15, the Fawn reissue, and so you know,
which those are tremendous Vox amps. I think dollar for dollar, the fawn colored, the cream colored
hand wired,
the AC15 hand wired is like one of the best amps out there.
Yeah.
for the money.
Really good.
Or just not even for the money. If it said matchless on it, it'd be $3,000. It's like
totally.
You know what I mean?
Did you have the greenback version, or I guess you did blues and greens, or?
I had one. I don't remember what I had in it, but I used a green cab and a blue cab.
The X is the blue cab. That's a good pack too. Yeah.
That is a really good pack.
Tone Junkie representing the Vox packs pretty well.
We've done lots of them,
which
and
is great.
More on the way. Like I said, that 66 top boost.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
You know, and I got a later Rose Morris era, which is like which is what like that kind of Brit rock sound is. Oasis and stuff famously use those because in the 90s, if you were a musician trying to make a living, you couldn't afford a 60s Vox, so you bought like a mid 80s Vox because it was old and it was from this era where people didn't really.
That's what you could get.
That's what you could get. So 90s British rock is the sound of early to mid 80s Vox AC30s.
Right. And now they're revered.
Well, they're still not quite revered, but
played by whatever.
But they are respected at least. You know? They're revered and they're respected. Yeah. They're like the Silverface era. Okay. Like what Silverface is to Fender, Rose Morris and some of those other ones, the Arbiter era is to Vox. There's these changes that used to be shunned and now have come to be appreciated. Well, I don't know what we've accomplished other than both these packs sound really great.
Yeah, totally.
Today, I'll be honest, I'm preferring the AC10, but it's a new flavor to me. It's great.
That's true.
I still remember just that like moment watching Stu G throw his 66 Gretsch on the bridge and into the AC30 and play Day Tripper, and I just went, oh, that's the sound of the 1960s.
Yeah.
Like every record. Now, I know the Beatles didn't use this AC30, but it just sounds like that. It just sounds like all those old records and stuff. This AC10, I'm not sure what famous songs have had an AC10 on it. But this thing just is, to me, is a different Vox flavor, and I really like it. I love it with P90s. I love it with the Strat. There's some other videos we already posted with the Strat in there on the demo, and I had a video running through the pack. I just think it sounds...
The 335, the Telly...
The 67 335. Just forget about it. Forget it. If there's two pieces of gear that I want to be like dying in the hospital bed with, it'll be those two pieces of gear. I hope I don't die in a hospital, actually.
Yeah, you're like wheezing for like your breath, saying, bring me my Vox AC10.
Make it chime here.
Wow.
Can you hear the chime? This got dark.
Don't forget the 335.
Don't forget.
I love it though.
They're T-tops. Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been fun. My name's been HW.
The Sooze.
And check out those packs. Check out both of those packs. Check out one of those packs. Check out none of those packs for all I care. Thanks for watching the video. What I really want you to do is like and subscribe and hit the bell. Leave a comment. It so helps the YouTube algorithm. Sooze, HW, out.